Hello, and welcome to the Registration Data Request Service, or RDRS. As a registrar, this platform allows you to engage with requesters wanting to access non-public registration data from ICANN-accredited registrars for participating gTLD domain names. In this video, we're going to show you how to use the system as a registrar. Before we begin, please double-check that you're registered in the system and have access. If you haven't already registered, locate a message in your email inbox from ICANN's Global Support Team entitled either Get Started with ICANN's Naming Services Portal or ICANN Naming Services Portal Welcome Action Required. From there, click on the included activation link in the email and set up your access via the instructions found in both the email and on the activation link. How to onboard IANAs for RDRS. To opt in to participate in the RDRS, you will navigate to the registrar persona from the top left corner. Once there, click on the IANA IDs tab and open the IANA for which you want to opt in for RDRS. Click on Edit on the top right corner and scroll down to RDRS Enabled. Check this box to mark the IANA as a participating one in the RDRS, then click Save. Note that if you manage multiple IANA IDs, you will have to do this for each one. For bulk opt-in, contact global support at ICANN.org and ICANN will help update all the IANAs requested. How to add another user. ICANN developed the RDRS to give registrars the ability to add other users. To add another user, please contact global support at ICANN.org. From there, a member of the global support team will add those users to the system on your behalf. Once you've logged into the system, you'll find yourself in the system's main landing page. This is your dashboard. The top left-hand corner of the dashboard shows what system option or persona you're currently in. The persona you're in is marked by a filled-in bubble next to the persona name. What you see here will vary depending on how you're registered in the system. If you're already in the system as a registry or registrar, you'll be familiar with the registry and registrar options in this section. Now, there is a new option, RDRS. This is the persona we're working through in this video. Back to the dashboard. All your requests appear on this page, separated into 7 accompanying columns. Request ID, request priority level, the name of the requester, the category of the request domain subject, the confidentiality level of the request, and the date the request was made. Click the headers of these columns to sort the dashboard by the headers category. Additionally, in the top left-hand corner, under Data Disclosure Request, you can click the drop-down menu to filter your requests by their approval status. What you fully denied or approved, what's partially approved, or what's pending approval. Simultaneously, in the top right-hand corner of the dashboard, you can click icons to refresh the list of requests, download the list, or filter the list. Now we're going to show you how to view requests as a registrar. On the dashboard, next to each request's name is a 7-character ID number consisting of the letter D and 7 numbers. Clicking this ID number will take you to our request's detail page. This detail page is broken up into 2 columns. Details, which includes all the information the requested submitted as part of the RDRS request, and Related, which shows the history of the changes to the request in the system. Let's go over the Details tab first. This tab includes all the data submitted by the requester. It's broken up into sections: Requester Details, Request Details, Requested Data and Response for the data elements requested are shown here, and any attachments the requester included to support their submission. We'll go over these tabs one by one. The first section, Requester Details, shows the requester's contact information. This includes the requester's name, username, email address, phone number, and, if provided, their postal address. The second section, Request Details, shows the request's data, including its category, status, domain subject, description, explanations, and assertions such as involvement of law enforcement, the legal basis behind the request, and personal verifications on both the correctness of the data contained in the request and the full compliance of the data process transfer with existing laws. The tab is effectively a mirror of what the requesters saw when they initially submitted the request. Third section, Requested Data and Response, shows the data elements the requester seeks as part of their request and whether or not the data has been approved. This section is separated into two columns based on the approval status of the request data elements, what the registrar has approved and what has been denied, including the reasons and associated explanations. And finally, the attachment sections contains all of the attached documents or verifications the requester is using to support the request. This section will only appear if the requester included attachments in the request. All the attachments will be included as PDF files. Once you've double-checked this tab, you have two options. The top right-hand corner of the page shows these options. Clicking the Change Priority button allows you to change the priority level of the request. Once you click this button, a drop-down menu will appear with options for a new priority level. If you decide to update the request priority level, the system will then ask you to provide an explanation of the change. Once you've responded to the requester outside of the system, you can then click the Log Response button to log a response to the request as approved, partially approved, or denied for the request information. Before selecting this option, please double-check the request in full and make sure there are no questionable or outstanding items. Alternatively, you may select the option entitled Data Publicly Available, which will gray out all the other options for requested data elements, confirming that all of the data requested is publicly available. From there, click on the Response Date box to select the date you'd like to process the request. This will default to today's date and time. Should you choose to uncheck any boxes, the system will prompt you to provide an explanation behind your denial. Two columns will then appear, Available on the left and Selected on the right. The Available column will include a pre-generated list of the likeliest reasons for the denial. The Selected column will update depending on the reasons you'd like to include. As you scroll through the Available column, look for the reasons most applicable to your denial. Once you find the appropriate response, click on the reason, then click on the arrow pointing right to move the reason into the selected column. Likewise, to move a reason from the selected column back to the available column, click on the reasoning in the selected column and then click on the arrow pointing left to move it back to the available column. Additionally, if you choose, you may provide an additional explanation behind your selections in the Denial Explanation box at the bottom of the window. As you look for explanations in the Available column, there might be times where you might not see any explanations available to your denial. In that case, there is an option to select Other. If you do select Other, the system will ask you to provide a reason behind your choice. Why are you selecting this option, and why didn't any other option on the list apply to your denial? You must provide a reason here. This step is mandatory if you select Other. Once you've included your desired data elements, denial reasons, and explanations, you can click on Log Response to log a response to the request. Once you respond to the request, your dashboard will update and your changes will be reflected on the requester's side as well. Click on the Registration Data Request tab at the top of the screen to return to your dashboard.